Now, could you tell the difference between a weasel and a stoat? Or name 5 native UK woodland flowers? Well, teenagers could be challenged on these questions as part of a natural history GCSE, which could be announced in the coming weeks. The idea behind it is to instil a love of wildlife in teens and inspire them to protect it. We are joined now by Caroline Ansell, the Conservative MP for Eastbourne, who will be leading the debate tomorrow. Caroline, it's lovely to have you on GB News and lovely to have you on the show.
Good afternoon, Gloria.
Tell me what you are trying to do here. Tell me what the objective is for a natural history GCSE.
Well, I think what is just critically important is that the curriculum is always dynamic, always responding to a sort of changing world and preparing young people for the part that they will play in the future. So the concept really sitting behind the natural history GCSE is exactly that, to equip and inform and inspire, empower young people to step into that future where jobs are going to be very much more based in that green economy, and where they will very much need to take forward that rallying cry, that cause to halt the decline in nature. And of course, the fundamental truth here is you don't protect what you don't know. So it's really important that we give these skills to our young people to that end. And it's not to say that there aren't elements, of course, of natural history in the curriculum. So I see this qualification as very much complementary to that. And it also represents some progression, because schools are doing great work already trying to really bring in the natural environment and a love of nature to the heart of the curriculum, make it very much a whole school experience. In fact, I was at Parkland School yesterday in Hampden Park, a little shout out for them, and they showed me their latest school members, 2 llamas, which now add to a flock of, they have chickens, they have ducks. There's real depth and wealth to learn from nature.
Some people would say school is about preparing students for the world of work, and that there's a danger that employers won't take a GCSE like this seriously. What do you reckon?
No, well, I would really contest that. And of course, it is one GCSE in a suite of GCSEs that students will study, so that they have that really grounded education base. And obviously, it is an important choice. But I think it's a really important choice that we need to of that green economy that we are looking to aspire to. So I think it actually could really sit at the heart of employability going forward.
Is getting children out into the open to appreciate nature, is it also a way of getting them away from their phones and tablets? Is that an objective?
Well, I think if it's not an objective, it would certainly be a very, very welcome benefit. Because we do know that children are increasingly sort of growing up indoors and very much more online. And yet there is significant well-being, well-established well-being to be had, to be in nature. And of course, there's that very rich inheritance, that natural inheritance, where we see the impact nature has had, literature and art and music. We would be very, very much the poorer for it. So it is really important to reconnect children and young people with the natural world. And actually my MP's inbox tells me that this is exactly what they want to see, the opportunities that they want to have for that field work and that much closer connection.
I can see how it might be easy to have lessons outside if your school is in or close to the countryside, but what about if you live in the inner city, if your school is in a big inner city area?
Well, of course, the subjects promoters, that they're ahead of us on that one, and they've very much designed field work to reflect the realities of where students right across the UK would find themselves. So very much field work is going to be based on that biodiversity on your doorstep, because nature always finds a way. We see that in the cracks of pavements wherever we may walk. And of course, there's also a truth that because of that sort of breakdown in connection to where we live, that sense of place, there are people I know in my own constituency, a coastal town, and children who've not actually seen the sea.
Now, ahead of the debate in Parliament on COVID restrictions, there'll be a vote later this afternoon. Just spoke to your colleague, Anne-Marie Morris, who said she would be abstaining on the COVID restrictions, the mask wearing on public transport. What about you? Will you be voting with the government this afternoon?
I will be voting with the government. I think the measures are proportionate, and I don't think we can afford to be complacent. And I'm very, very pro protecting the weeks ahead. I want to see schools remain open, and of course, I represent a town where the visitor economy is really important. So I want to make sure that we can all still step out and enjoy everything that my town has to offer.
Jenny Harris has been doing, Dr. Jenny Harris, she's been doing the media round this morning, and she's advised that we all rein it in a bit when it comes to the pre-Christmas parties. What do you reckon to that? Will you be reining in your pre-Christmas socialising?
Well, I think there's definitely room for us all to be mindful and to take some of the very simple, easy, well-established precautions around sort of, hand hygiene and testing, and of course stepping forward to get that booster vaccine when the moment comes.